This is the all-new 2021 Ford Mustang Mach-E. It's a four-door, five-passenger, all-electric crossover. And yes, it's a Mustang. So many questions. Why did Ford call it a Mustang? Has Ford lost its mind? Is it really a Mustang? And probably most importantly, should you buy one? Well, you know what I say. Let's find out. Let's address the 900-pound gorilla in the room, or more accurately, the 5,000-pound electric pony car. But is it really a Mustang? Let me answer that when we get to the performance section. For now, let's talk about the competitive set. And the Mach-E most closely competes with the Tesla Model Y, but I have news for you. Pretty soon, every car maker on Earth is going to be selling a small electric SUV. Ford just got their second. As far as design goes, obviously it's not a sports car, but it's pretty good looking for an SUV. Since there's no big V8 to cool, you don't have a grille. Instead, you have this just kind of flat piece right here. I also like how they have a big Mustang badge and it has this striping on it. I'm not sure why, but it looks pretty cool. Overall, I think the front is a success. It's less of a success when you get to this front fender section here. These tires, they're low rolling resistance tires, which, for EVs, it's important to have a lot of range, but these are the kind of tires you'd find in a Toyota Prius, but it's much better once you get behind the mirror. There's not a conventional door handle. You have this little winglet thing here. You actually open it by pushing this button. Door pops open. There's one on the back that my 4-year-old absolutely loved. Speaking of the back, this is the best view. It really does scream Mustang, especially the taillights. Look, it's really hard to take a good-looking sports car and turn it into an SUV. Porsche has been struggling with this for generations. However, given a very difficult task, I think that Ford's design team has done a good job. It's pretty obvious that Ford spent a lot of time sitting in and looking at Teslas when they were designing the interior of the Mustang Mach-E. And that's fine, that's a natural competitor. Everything is centered around this giant screen, just like in a Tesla, and the interior is simple. They did two things really well that you won't find in a Tesla, and then they did one thing that's kind of bad. Let's start with what's good. They put a screen right here, right in front of the driver. So I can tell what gear I'm in. Am I in reverse? I can look here. I can tell how much battery's left. I can tell how fast I'm going. And if I was in a Tesla, I'd be looking here for everything because there's no screen here. So very good job there. Also, even though it's a giant touchscreen, volume knob. In terms of what they did bad, the seats. Look, this is a Mustang. You're supposed to have sporty seats. These are not. These are flat. These are soft. They don't have any bolstering. They don't hold you in place, and they're not very comfortable. So it should have better seats. Lots of room in this thing. It's a big-ish SUV. Lots of room in the rear seat, actually, and when you fold the seats down, because of that high roof we saw earlier, you do have a lot of cargo capacity. One thing though, and this is not a Mustang Mach-E problem, it's a EV problem, it's a glass roof. And that's bad because if you live in a place like LA or Phoenix or Texas or Florida where you get tons and tons of sunlight, it overheats the cabin and you use a lot of your battery cooling things down. It'd be so much better with a metal roof or even just like a cloth cover. But other than that, and really other than the seats, they've done a good job on the interior. Earlier, I said when we get to the performance section, I will answer whether or not this is really a Mustang. Funny thing, this particular Mach-E is a single motor with the small battery. So that means that there's one motor on the rear axle that makes 266 horsepower and 317 pound-feet of torque, and it'll go 230 miles on a charge. And I've never driven it. I have driven a dual motor Mach-E with a bigger battery pack, and I can tell you that it is more fun to drive than 85% of the Mustangs I've ever driven. Essentially, if it doesn't have a Shelby badge on it, incredibly, the electric SUV is more fun to drive. So I think that we can answer conclusively, yes, this is a real Mustang. As far as safety goes, it comes with a lot of standard active safety features such as adaptive cruise control, lane keeping assist, and blind spot monitoring. Another big question, how much? All right, you can get into a Ford Mustang Mach-E for just under, and I mean like $5 under, $44,000. This particular one standing next to me, $48,500. How does that match up to a Tesla Model Y? Well, that starts at $1,000. So it's right there until you remember that, for now at least, you can still get a $7,500 tax credit if you get the Ford. That is no longer true with the Tesla. If there's one thing I want you to know about the Ford Mustang Mach-E, it's that it's surprisingly good. Pardon the pun, but I'm shocked by how much I like this vehicle. At first, I too was cynical. Ford's gonna make an electric SUV and put a Mustang badge on it. They're phoning it in, they're cashing in, sellouts, every horrible thing. But then I spent some time with it, I drove it, and they really did a great job. I mean, look at this thing. It's good looking, it drives great, it has a nice interior, and it's thousands of dollars less because of a tax credit than its closest competitor. And really the only reason you might choose the Tesla over the Mach-E is because of the Tesla supercharger network. However, if you're not constantly going on road trips and you're like most EV owners, you do most of your charging at home at night, this could be your next Mustang. To check out the latest rankings, go to motortrend.com/cars.